Have you been interested in the new skin tints, especially if it's hot outside, but are curious which one to try? Well, today we are going to put CoverGirl to the test. I have two different formulas. I have one that is nourishing, and I've got one that's blurring. We're going to put them on together. I have them on right now. We're going to put one on one side, one on the other, and then together we're going to see how they look after an 8-hour test. I'm going to check in after 4 hours, then at 8 hours, and we're going to see which one looks better on mature skin over 50, and then we'll decide which one might work for you and which one looks best on me. Let's get started. The first CoverGirl skin tint that we're going to apply today is the Nourishing one. I'm going to apply this to the right side of my face. This is what it looks like. Now this is Nourishing, as it says. Now this contains niacinamide. So if you are sensitive to this ingredient, be aware of this. And this says it provides a healthy glow, has the niacinamide, and that it does not clog pores and is good for all skin types. So let's see what it looks like on our mature skin. Let me give you a swatch. Now this comes out real fast. So be careful, once you take that lid off, it really comes out quick. So this is what it looks like. Let me give you a swatch. Now this is supposed to be it says gives a healthy glow, and it does, as you can see this. Look at that nice glow. So on this side, this color does say light pale, but as you can see, it has a lot of neutral to it. And I'm going to go right down the center. And what we're going to do today to compare these two skin tints is I'm going to do a 4-hour and the 8-hour test, and we'll see how each one of these holds up. I will add maybe 2 other products to finish the look today just because I have to go out and about, but I'm not going to apply any concealer or powder because that way we can see what it really looks like by itself without any help. All right, so let's take a look at this. I'm going to really bring it up under my eye since we aren't using any concealer. Now right now, just right now upon application with you, I feel like it's very moisturizing. So if you have dry skin, this will probably feel excellent. I have combo skin right now, but predominantly dry. And I have to say, this is very comfortable. But let's get this on, and then we'll take a look before I put the blurring one on. All right, as you can see, it's very hydrating, and it feels nice. It's comfortable. And not even having a concealer under my eyes, it feels like I just put on my sunscreen, if that makes sense. So let's take a look at this by itself. Here's forward. Let's turn. Now the second CoverGirl skin tint that we're going to put on our left side to compare with is this one. It's the blurring skin tint. Now this one has an SPF of 30, which is awesome. And it uses titanium dioxide, which is really great. So it's a mineral based as opposed to a chemical. Now here's something I do want to share with you though. It says it's for all skin types. It doesn't clog pores. Everything is very much the same across the board as far as the details go for both of these. So let me do a swatch for you of this color. Now this is in my color 415 light neutral. So this is what it looks like. And both of these have a lot of color. They have a lot of pigment. Look at that. For a skin tint, I feel like it has a lot of coverage over here. And then we're going to compare, and then we're going to leave each other for 4 hours and come back. Now let's see how this one looks with the sunscreen. And I did shake it really well. Now this is color 415. And as you see, I have so much pink in my skin. And this really cancels that out, doesn't it? That's the first thing I noticed about the one with the SPF. It really canceled out the pink and red in my skin. All right, so this is supposed to blur. And I have on a lip conditioner right now. And I prepped my skin with my normal everyday. I put a serum, a moisturizer, and my sunscreen. So everything I have on underneath both of these products is identical to what I would wear every day. And that's how I've been testing these for us as well. Now, just right now, I feel it's totally different. How is it different? This one is a lot drier formula. The second I put on the Nourishing one, it felt nourishing. It felt like a moisturizer. This feels it's much drier, and it's not as fluid when I'm trying to spread it. So this one has a lot drier feeling, and let's see what it looks like under those eyes. All right, let's take a look at this one. Now this is the blurring with the SPF 30. I'm going to take a look with you right now, and let's turn. How does it feel? Now this immediately was nourishing. It was very moisturizing, like I wasn't even putting on a makeup. And it does, it feels comfortable. I can't feel it. The blurring one, I feel on my skin. I can feel it, I know it's there, and it's a tighter feeling. That's what I'm trying to think of for us. This one feels tighter. It's drier, obviously. But I have to say that, like when I'm looking right now, we haven't even done the 4-hour test yet, that I can tell that it's very noticeable under my eyes. But right now, let's see how they look in the lines. All right, so here we have my smile lines here on both sides. Let's look at the eyes and the forehead. Now I'm going to squint. Let's see. Well, they're always there. My 11s are always there. So that's a good indicator. But let me do this. And then in 4 hours, we're going to come back and see if anything is settled, how our texture looks, if this really blurs, if this one's really nourishing. And because I have a lot of errands to run today, I thought I would put on a little other makeup just to pull myself together. I'm going to be using one of my favorites, this CoverGirl. I love this skin enhancer, this baked. It's like a blush and a bronzer, a blonzer. And this one is in 410 Rose Latte. So I thought I'd just pull a little bit of this on so I'm not running around town without a full face look. And then of course I have to have a lip or I will feel absolutely naked. And I chose this Yummy, Clean Fresh Yummy Blur since we're doing a blur test today. And this is in the color 160 Can't Remember Blur. That is such a cute name. All right, let me put this on. This is really a great product, and boy, does this last. This is what it looks like. It looks like a balm stick, but it has a lot of color. And it says blurring, so we're going to test it with the blurring skin tint. I have on a lip conditioner because this can be drying, so I always put a conditioner first. All right, let's take a final look before I come back for the 4 hours. This is the Nourishing CoverGirl Skin Tint on my right side. We've got the, oh, I have it back. Nope, the blurring's over here. The Nourishing's over here. Let's take a look. Now I'm going to turn. That's the blurring side. Let's take a look at the Nourishing side. Okay, I'm gonna run around. I'll be back in 4 hours. I'll see you then. Hi everyone, it's been 4 hours. Let's take a look at the Nourishing side. Let's take a look at the blurring side. Now let's talk about how it feels right now. It's been about 4 hours and 20 minutes. How it feels is, this is very soft, it's very moisturizing, I don't even feel it. It just feels comfortable. Now let's take a look. Do I feel like it's settling? You can see it is not in my line here around my mouth. It has not gone in the lines underneath my eye. If I smile, no settling around the crow's feet. And on the forehead, it's moist, but I don't really feel like it's settled into any lines. And mind you, it's hot outside, and I did have to take a napkin and blot because I was sweating getting in and out of the car. It didn't really come off on the blot. So it just like re-moistened, but it took away my sweat, but it didn't remove product. So I thought that was important to share with you. Now on the blurring side, I feel like this one, it was tighter when I put it on. I do feel like this is settling into my smile line here, and it's not settling around my eye, but I feel like it's showing texture underneath my eye. Where I have all my puffiness here, I feel like you can see it. Like if somebody were standing in front of me and talking to me, I think they would notice this looking heavy underneath my eye. So that is something I noticed on the blurring one. And I love that it has the SPF of 30. However, it is, to me, a heavier product, but yet it dried real fast. So it's an interesting feeling because it's thinner, but it's drier, and I feel like you can see it on my skin. So I'm going to go away right now. I'm going to continue on. I'll be back at 8 hours. I'll see you then. It's been 8 hours and I'm back. Let's take a look at the Nourishing side. Here we go. Let's take a look at the blurring. Which one do you like? Do any of you have either of these two skin tints? Now what I think after 8 hours of wearing this product is I've definitely enjoyed the Nourishing. The Nourishing skin tint feels comfortable. I do not feel like it's settled, and it makes my skin look soft. It looks almost like just when I applied it, except I did have to blot 2 or 3 times, but I was impressed that it didn't pull off a lot of product. A lot of times, I'm in my car, I take a napkin like this, and I go like this, and I just blot, just like that, exactly. But look, there's nothing there. I was so impressed that it didn't move the product, it didn't remove the product, and it almost like just reset it. And so the Nourishing of the two right now is my favorite because it feels awesome. It didn't settle into my lines, and especially this really deep 11 on my forehead. I can't get over it. Now the skin tint with the 30, now let's look at this one. This one has settled into my deep line here. If I didn't keep it on for 8 hours, if you're only going to wear this for a short duration of time and, you know, it's just to run around, run a few errands or go to a class, and, you know, then it would be absolutely fine. But for a long 8-hour day, this did start to settle here, and I just, you know, I feel like it's thick around my eyes. and it looks heavier, much heavier. Look how soft the Nourishing one looks. This one you can tell, I feel like it shows texture and it's a little heavier under my eye. This one also really, like when I go like this on my 11s, this one was settling already into my 11. So of the two, the one that performed the best for me of these two skin tints is the Nourishing, because it's comfortable, it's smooth, it didn't settle, it's hydrating, and it really is flattering on my mature skin. Whereas this is nice for a short duration of time, but for an 8-hour day, it has some heaviness around the eyes, it settled into my mouth and my 11. Is it uncomfortable to wear? No. So if you've got a more oily or combo skin type, you might really enjoy that product. You know, everybody's skin is different, and it also depends on what your skincare is underneath. So keep that in mind as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we got to look at the CoverGirl Skin Tint, 2 different formulas on mature skin over 50, and let me know which one you like and which one, if you have it, let me know. And would you consider using this, or do you have another skin tint that you think works great? I'll see you in the next video. Take care.